What does Hamas actually want? You have a up close view. A lot of people don't seem to understand what Hamas. I mean, Hamas has stated preferences, and you hear people on the street argue that those aren't true. Eradicating the Jews or eradicating the Jewish state. That they'll say, "Oh no, that's not true. It's just but it's like they wrote that in the dang charter. So who do we believe? Them when they tell us who they are, or the current spin? I don't know. What do you think Hamas actually wants?
Hamas want to annihilate the state of Israel in order to build their Islamic state. It doesn't stop there. They are looking for a global Islamic state. This is Hamas. So, of course, they can say, we are the victim. Israel is killing us. They can use the occupation as an excuse. They can say they killed many of us as an excuse. That they are looking for something that justifies their violence. And this is why we need to be very careful. No matter what, from this, they want pro-Palestine, I have no problem. Do it peacefully, okay? But in the meantime, make sure that you condemn a terrorist organization that want to annihilate a race, a religion, a nation. And if we are not compassionate towards this, seeing things for what they are, then we have lost sight. Then we actually shooting ourselves in the head. This is what we are doing. So with that said, okay, you want to be pro-Palestine? First of all, get to know what Palestine is. You will ask down the street, how many people, what Palestine? They don't know what Palestine is. You ask them, what was the name of the prime minister or the king or the president of Palestine prior to the establishment of the state of Israel? They don't know because there was no such a thing. Because Palestine is such a broad term. And it seems that many people are pleased to project their hatred through this. It's the human condition, it's the human delusion. I've seen it in the Middle East, and now I see it here in Manhattan. This is ridiculous. Go home. Go find the real life. Go find a job. Contribute to life instead of going against and after the most productive people in the universe. The most intelligent people in the universe. This is something I came to realize in experience. So it's not acceptable. And this is Hamas propaganda. And those who follow Hamas lead, they're not only going towards self-destruction. They are ruining our civilization. And I love our civilization. It's not perfect. Okay, and all civilizations are ought to fall. But this one, I want it to go for eternity because I think it's amazing. I love living in it.
What will stop Hamas? Is war the only path to peace at this point, or is there an alternative in your mind?
They are the ones waging the war. I just gave you a solution. If they don't want war, if they don't want to die in Gaza and cause the death of tens of thousands of people for the next 6 months or for the next year, could be the next 5 years, because nobody knows how this is going to develop. If they don't want this, take your guns, keep your uniform. If you don't want to get humiliated, get on a boat and get the hell out of Gaza. This is my suggestion to Hamas. I don't want to say the lifeline I want to give them. But the honest truth, they are not willing to do this. They prefer to see the entire Gaza Strip burnt down to ashes before they give up their ideology. This is the true nature of Hamas. So today when I said, okay, here's a proposal for a ceasefire, that I stand behind it. You know what I meant? I meant only one thing, to test Hamas. Because the entire world is confused about their nature. So I say, okay, here's a test. If you love your people, if you care that much, get out, go to Algeria. It's not that far. It's the same climate. People of Algeria love Hamas. They welcome Hamas. Hamas leaders been to Algeria parliament. They've been visiting with the president. They love each other. So why to die and cause the death of so many innocent people who has nothing to do with Hamas? This is the test. Will they accept this? Do you think they will accept that?
Close to it. Do you know much about the Hamas tunnels? Have you seen those before when you were there?
I've never been to Hamas tunnels. This whole thing developed after I migrated to the United States. You know, we could have dealt with Hamas when I first brought the information to the intelligence service communities, and I said, Hamas is about to take over Gaza. I was the first to report that, you know, and they did not take it seriously. Then after that Hamas coup in 2007, they took over Gaza. Then Hamas kept on building their military power. And every time we besieged the people of Gaza and we gave Hamas the freedom. This is the mistake. Let them roam the region in Qatar and Turkey, in Lebanon, even in Russia, flying private jets, while the children of Gaza dying in despair and poverty. You know, we should have went after them, never let them have the freedom to do anything.
Do you think that Hamas predicted this response from Israel in response to the attack, or do you think they bit off more than they could chew? You said the attack was more, it surprised you in scale. Do you think it maybe even surprised Hamas and how much they were able to get away with?
It looks like they were surprised of how many hostages they were able to bring back. Because when they sent their savages, they promised them $10,000 an apartment if they bring one Israeli hostage. That was their promise. So those maniacs, when they crossed the fence, they went with lust, not only to kill Jews, but also to make wealth and to make security in life by destroying other people's lives. To the degree, when somebody on their way back, they found a corpse. They kidnapped a corpse. They did not only kidnap living beings, they kidnapped corpse to bargain for money and prisoner exchange. You tell me, this is not even terrorists. This is dark age savages, unheard of reality that we are witnessing in the 21st century. And people in the free world, we are failing to condemn them. We are failing to condemn this pro-Palestine. Shame on you, pro-Palestine movement. You don't have the capacity to say condemn Hamas. Hamas, a terrorist group. Hamas is designated by the United States of America as a terrorist organization for many, many years. And you as Americans, you don't have the power to just call things for what they are. Instead, you are escaping and going to blame Israel. I don't know what's the matter with this type of people. But anyway, whether they listen or not, Hamas is finished. Even if it means a regional war. You know, Israel is determined. Even if Israel will lose the American support, the Jewish people, they are not going to allow savages, Nazis, anti-Semitists, whatever you want to name them, you know, they have different names, but they are of the same nature, apparently. And everybody is just unmasking themselves. Like, it's very clear, basically. Because now it's chaos. And in chaos, this is when people actually show their true nature. So go on, project your hatred on Israel. But I tell you something, from someone who has experience with the Israeli intelligence community, the most powerful intelligence service in the world, that they are going after Hamas until the end of the day. It doesn't matter where they go. It doesn't matter how far they're going to go. Even if Elon Musk put them on Mars, the Israeli intelligence is going to go after them on Mars and blow them up there. I tell you, as someone part of the Israeli intelligence operation. So this is a promise. And for you to understand that this is the reality of the Israeli response, you should know that Israel is not going to give up. Not now, not this war. Because they will never allow Hamas to repeat this attack again, ever again.